Kruhay Hulagway!
Mga hibla ng kaalaman tungkol sa wika at kultura ng mga Pilipino. Gagabay sa pag-unawa at pagpapahalaga sa pamanang kalinangan ng ating mga ninuno.
Kruhay Hulagway!
Alamin ang sariling atin, pagyamanin, ipagbalaki. Kruhay Hulagway! Hatid sa inyo ng National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Artist Pars, Artists Incorporated at ng himpilang ito.
Kruhay Hulagway!
Hello, fellow teachers, parents, and learners. How are you keeping up? I hope everyone's doing well. I am Teacher Marian.
And I am Teacher Miggy, and we are excited to lead you in your journey getting into the world of transcoding linear text to non-linear text.
May I remind you, my dear learners, to drop everything and focus on today's topic and avoid any distractions for the meantime. Please listen attentively, have your notes, and try to take down important terms as we move along. You should also be aware of the directions for the activities and the quiz, which will be given later. Are you ready? I know you are. Let's get started then.
Before we begin our lesson, let's do a brief recap on the concepts you studied previously. How can you extract information from the text you have read? Yes, one way is through making a summary. What is a summary?
A summary is a reduced form of a text that you read. It is stated in your own words, and its main idea and meaning are the same as that of the original text. We're back! Our topic today is transcoding linear text to non-linear text. At the end of this episode, you are expected to differentiate linear text from non-linear text. Give and explain examples of non-linear text. Gather information from text. Read and transcode information from linear text to non-linear form. Alright! First of all, can you tell me the difference between the two types of text? Linear text refers to traditional text that needs to be read from the beginning to the end. Examples are stories, poems, letters, textbooks, novels, news articles, and those that are written in a paragraph form.
On the other hand, non-linear text refers to text that does not need to be read from beginning to the end. Examples are charts, graphs, and diagrams. Do you know specific examples of these graphs?
Number 1 is the concept map. It creates a visual image of a subject and depicts relationship among ideas. Picture it out as I describe it. It has a circle at the center with a subject or main idea in it. And around, there are circles where supporting ideas or words associated to the main idea at the center are written. Can you imagine that? Well then, number 2 is the bar graph that presents data with rectangular bars with different sizes and sometimes different colors. They look like paws standing side by side. Number 3 is the pie graph. Are you imagining a pizza? Yes, pie graph looks like a pizza. It is a circular chart that shows the breakdown of items in a set as percentages by presenting them as slices of a pie. Number 4 is the Venn diagram. It is a visual depiction of the similarities and the differences between two or among 3 or more different items. It consists of a series of shapes, usually circles which edges overlap. Imagine 2 circles overlapping, making 3 spaces. The spaces on the right and left sides are intended for the differences, and the space at the center are for the similarities of the concepts being compared. So, those are the most common nonlinear texts that we use in transcoding. Can you repeat those 4? Very good!
So those are concept map for word association, bar graph for comparing two or more values over time, pie graph for showing percentages and portions, and Venn diagram for showing similarities and differences. So now that you already know these nonlinear texts, let us talk about how to transcode linear text to appropriate nonlinear form. First, identify the purpose of the text. Does it compare and contrast? Then use Venn diagram. Does it present portions or percentages? Then use the pie graph. Does it show relationship of words? Then use a concept map. Does it compare two or more values over time? Then use a bar graph. Is the lesson difficult? Okay, take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale.
Very good! Now, get ready for the quiz. I am going to read a passage about the Agda. These are an indigenous people who live in scattered, isolated mountainous parts of the island of Luzon and were named Negrito during the Spanish era. Listen attentively as I read the linear text. Note the main idea and details because you are going to transcode the information to an appropriate nonlinear text. Here it goes! The Agdas live in small huts on stilts with a bamboo or palm wood floor about 1 meter above the ground and with a thatched roof. Usually, there are no sidewalls. Most households, 79% in particular, are composed of simple nuclear families with the parents and the children only. 17% of households are augmented nuclear families that include parents and their children, cousins, and grandparents. And only 4% are composite that includes two related couples sharing the same heart.
Now that you heard the linear text, analyze its purpose and decide on the specific type of nonlinear text where it could be transcoded to. I would like to remind you to use the appropriate nonlinear text. Does it compare and contrast? Then use the Venn diagram. Does it present portions or percentages? Then use the pie graph. Does it show relationship of words? Then use the concept map. Does it compare two or more values over time? Then use the bar graph. Alright, you have 1 minute to do that.
We're back! Are you still with us? How did you find the quiz? By the way, have you learned something about the Agda? Well, some people don't actually give them high regard, maybe because of their dark skin. But I hope that you, my dear learners, will treat them with respect. Remember what Suvik said, it costs nothing to treat someone with respect. They are Agda. They are Filipinos. They are humans too.
We then encourage you to lead and influence others to recognize the Agda, our fellow Filipinos. Can you promise that? We are now done with another episode of our subject English 7. If you have questions, you may ask your teacher via call or text, and I'm sure your concern will be addressed immediately.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to tune in here at School on the Air every day. On behalf of our scriptwriter Milagros C. Mabini, our technician, and the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, I am your radio teacher, Marian.
And I am your teacher, Miggy, reminding you of this quote by Margaret Fuller: "Today a reader, tomorrow a leader." Stay home, keep safe, and see you again soon. Bye!
Sumainyo ang ilang sandali ng pagkilala sa mga hibla ng kaalaman tungkol sa wika at kultura ng mga Pilipino.
Kruhay Hulagway!
Hatid sa inyo ng National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Artist Bars, Artists Incorporated at ng himpilang ito.
Kruhay Hulagway!